we'll go ahead and go into the work session.
Oh, you ready?
Again, let the record reflect all council members are present except for Councilman Gert, who will be here but later. Does anyone wish to address council this time during public comment? All right, seeing none, we'll go into first action item, ordinance approving the abandonment right-of-way for a portion of Shepherd's Way Central Baptist Church.
They have submitted a request to close the right-of-way. There's a map attached. The recommendation is coming from the Planning Commission to go ahead and do that. Staff recommends that the City Council move forward with the passage of the ordinance closing the right-of-way. But they did suggest some contingencies, which are requirement of plats, construction of the new cul-de-sac be completed within 3 years of the third reading of the ordinance, as well as a financial guarantee be provided to cover any damages to the road that's done during the construction process.
So that came from the Planning Commission, was approved.
This is due to a potential expansion of their facility.
Anyone have any questions? Not, we'll add that to the agenda. Okay. Number 2, ordinance amending design criteria. I think Bailey, you got this. City Clerk has this.
Yes, after so many restaurants coming in to look at Crossville, they've been reviewing some of our ordinance pertaining to things like the grease traps. And it's came to our attention that the design criteria doesn't meet current plumbing standards, and so we want to update the ordinance to just reflect our most up-to-date plumbing code. So that's the only change is that.
Okay. Y'all good? Any questions?
Nope.
All right, add that to the agenda. Number 3, approval of certificate of compliance for Weigels number 124.
The proposed Weigel store is going to be selling wine, so they requested a certificate of compliance as required by the state.
Okay. All right.
Good with that.
Add that on to the agenda. Approval of temporary street closure for the Christmas parade. So they're going to do the exact same route as last year.
Staff recommends doing the same route as last year.
Okay.
Good with that.
Number 5, we'll add that. Number 5, approval of engineering study of Dunbar Road sewer line capacity. This came out of the Planning Commission. So what we're trying to do is authorize a contract to do a study on the existing line that goes down Dunbar Road and terminates currently at Brown Elementary. Okay.
Terminates on Merle Avenue, actually.
Oh.
It's about 7 miles, I believe.
Okay. Determine capacity and potentially any necessary upgrades needed. So it looks like it wouldn't exceed 30,000.
Myrtle Avenue.
It starts at Brown Elementary, comes in,
And terminates at Myrtle Avenue. Okay, so you're going backwards.
well, the line starts at Brown Elementary, comes in to, down east on Dunbar, cross country, comes into the front side of South, behind South Elementary, all the way over to Spruce, and then it terminates at the stream on
Okay.
Myrtle Avenue.
I was thinking backwards.
Okay. Me too.
It's that engineer.
Well, he's engineer and we're not engineers.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, any questions, comments? Okay, we'll add that on. Number 6, approval to apply for the tourism enhancement grant. This is some exciting stuff here.
Yes, there is a grant available in the amount of $100,000 potentially. In the legislative text, I did put $60,000, but after reevaluating, we feel that it's important to maximize the grant and apply for the full amount, since there's only a 10% match. We're proposing that we apply for wayfinding signage along Main Street in the downtown area, and then possibly add a monument sign on each end, as well as some decorative crosswalks.
And I think Councilman Turner
Yeah.
mentioned potentially a sign.
Can you check in? I was sitting at French's a while ago, and I was looking at the depot sign, not Home Depot, but the depot sign. And underneath it, you got where they have to stick the letters on it.
Yeah.
And it just wouldn't look good with the electronic sign there.
We have
Has
that-
everybody thought of it?
We have that in the budget this year.
Oh, it's in the budget.
Yeah, it's in the budget, so we're working on that.
Got it. In the budget, Mayor.
Nobody tells us nothing.
I think it would enhance
Yeah,
it.
it definitely would make the downtown area better. And they're gonna advertise all the downtown events.
Yeah. Got it.
You didn't have any questions for her? I think you had put in some different examples and stuff, right?
Yes, I did put some examples in. The application's due August 22nd. Like I said, it's a 10% match.
Okay. We'll add that on there.
And again, who physically prepares our grants like this?
This one in particular, I think I'm going to attempt it myself. It's not required to have an administrator, so I'm going to attempt this one
Okay.
myself, with the help of some other staff members.
Add that on there. Number 7, approval to apply for downtown improvement grant.
Yeah, so this is a separate grant. It's called the DIG grant, Downtown Improvement Grant. It is available up to $500,000, and its due date is September the 12th. There is a 25% match required. 50% of the entire grant application, though, has to be for facade improvements. So we're going to be meeting with some business owners tomorrow. PJ and I are actually going to go downtown and talk to individual business owners to see if they have an interest in a facade improvement, and kind of take the application from there.
So the chamber tried this pre-COVID, but it was a much smaller amount. This could potentially, if done right, could take care of all of Main Street. And so if everything works out, this could really be another enhancement for beautification. So
Are you doing that one too?
No, this one requires an administrator.
I got you.
And
So
the
who would
development district is going to help with that.
Okay.
we'll add that unless you have any questions or thoughts. I need to meet with you, huh, James? You're downtown, already, probably have.
I got some ideas.
Okay. We'll add that. Number 8, approval of grant application regarding SRO officers.
This is the same grant we've applied for the last couple of years to pay for the SROs.
How much was it?
$300,000.
I'm for it.
All right, we'll add that. Number 9, approval to apply for SWIG Asset Management Grant Site.
Safe water infrastructure grant, yeah. We actually have an amount of $200,000 in our budget to have an asset management plan prepared, but we found out recently that there's a grant that will pay for that, so we have to go after that grant to pay for it. It's required by ARPA funding to actually get this plan
What is the
submitted.
match? What is it? Is it 100%?
I don't think there's a match.
So
Oh,
potential-
no, excuse me, there's a 10% match.
So potentially, though, it can remove $190,000 off our balanced budget, make it more surplus. So I think y'all would be amicable to that, so we'll add that on there.
There's a 10% match.
That's what she said, so, yeah. Number 10, approval of codification resolution. This is city clerk.
MTAS recommends that every 8 to 10 years we codify our ordinance book. So this is just at the recommendation of MTAS. And so all these ordinances that you've seen come through, randomly updating things, they'll actually go through and our entire ordinance book and update them and make recommendations on what we do. And then I'll bring it back to you all for approval, and it'll go through 3 readings once that happens. But they'll just review all of it.
Because we had our charter looked at through the state, and we updated, but they don't look at our ordinances. So this would allow for a third person. So,
When was the last time we had that done?
I can't remember a time.
Oh, really?
I mean, it was.
Okay.
We talked about it once
Sally
upon a
days,
time,
yeah.
long time ago.
just another good faith effort. Okay, so we're good with that. We'll add that on there. Number 11, discussion and action on condemnation cases. This goes to city attorney.
Yes. When I was first appointed as city attorney, we had 4 condemnation cases pending that now Judge Ridley was handling. These are a little bit unusual because they're in the name of the state of Tennessee, but through contracts with the city of Crossville that we had agreed previously to handle all the condemnation, all the legal work, and handle all of that. In order to, I don't know if you'll recall or not, Mr. Mayberry, but at that time, I was going to have to be sworn in by the governor and by the Attorney General to be an Assistant Attorney General for the state of Tennessee to handle these, and that's the reason that we had talked with the state to allow them to handle it in-house. However, they have reached the point where they say that they're, because of the contracts that were entered into earlier, that they can't handle these, and so I need to take it back. And so I just felt like we needed to have a resolution that would authorize me to handle those condemnation cases. And I assume that that will be handled, and I'll pick those cases up on September the 3rd, and then we'll proceed with them. I think they have 2 out of 4 almost to the point of settlement, and I can report back to the council at that time.
How old are those cases?
Gosh, when did they start the project?
2018 probably.
I would say before that. It normally takes 7 to 10 years to finish up, and so you don't even really start your condemnation work until the project is completed from the legal end. And so there's a special way that you have to handle those. Now, there is one condemnation case that I do have a conflict on that's separate and apart from those 4. And we need to find, condemnation work is a specialized area of the law. And I definitely have a conflict of interest. I've talked to the city attorney for Monterey and Livingston, Evan Wright. He is agreeable to handling this one case, and I would ask that you allow him to handle it. It's a condemnation of an easement that's one part of the 127 project.
So what do you need from us? Just to simply
We'll
pass a
prepare.
resolution?
Yeah, and I'll prepare that, and if Evan Wright needs to appear, he told me he'd be more than happy to appear. But his office is in Livingston. He's the city attorney from Monterey as well, and he has handled some condemnations. Not a lot, but some.
So potentially 2 resolutions may have to come out of this. All right, we'll add that on there. The next one up, yours as well, approval of resolution for opioid settlement case.
We need approval to settle and to join in with the class action lawsuit against Purdue. And so as soon as the city gives me permission, I'll go ahead and I have prepared the resolution and we're ready to move in. And as I understand it, the money, Valerie, if you could tell them where the money will go.
We have to file a form with the organization, and then the money will come back into the general fund, and it will have limitations on what we can spend it on. We don't know the amount yet.
Did we do this with
Yes.
somebody else?
Yeah, they were doing them in stages as they settle with one, and they'll,
Move on to the next
yeah.
one. Okay.
The agenda, next up is number 13, approval of administrative services for OPRF grant.
As we sent out RFPs for administrative services for the grant that we just received for the playground, and we recommend community development partners.
And they've done LPRFs for us.
Yes, they.
Which playground?
The inclusive playground, the one at Centennial.
Centennial. Have you had good comments on the shade we put up for all the grandparents?
Absolutely, yes.
Shade,
Great.
shade and fence.
And, yeah,
Yes, very positive.
it's very professional looking, it looks good.
Any questions about that? Well, if not, we'll add that on there. Next up is approval of engineering for services for the LPRF grant.
Same situation, same grant, but this is for engineering services rather than administrative services. And I believe engineering has a recommendation, or will have a recommendation. Okay, I have a recommendation for these.
So we made, Mr. Council. All right, add that to the agenda. Number 15, approval of change order number 3 for
This is for a traffic signal at 4th Street and West Avenue. We've been working on probably since 2017, a really long time, for service transportation funds. We need to extend the contract, and they have agreed to extend it to September 1st, 2028. And the reason for the extension, we got into the project and realized there was a whole lot more drainage, storm sewer that was going to have to occur, so a lot more design had to happen.
4th Street and West Avenue.
They're at one bank, that
Yeah,
traffic
yeah.
signal there.
Drains down to Frog Holler.
For all
Yeah,
callers.
down John Lee Smith place.
Yeah.
All right, we'll add that on the agenda. Number 16, approval of contract for vendors at Flying.
We submitted a contract to you, which was approved by the city attorney as well as the airport committee. And this is just for the fly-in, for the vendors that provide aircraft, helicopters and the airplanes. Just something that we need to put in place. We've never had a contract with the vendors for those services.
So this has been reviewed, been looked at, and approved by the airport as well
The
as
city attorney.
city attorney. Any questions for city attorney like that? If not, we'll add that onto the agenda. Okay, we'll add it. Number 17, approval of of contract amendment regarding engineering services, TAP grant, downtown sidewalk project.
So because the downtown sidewalk project has been extended, the need for inspection of the work being done needs to also be extended. And so they have requested a contract extension in the amount of $160,000. When we submit our request to TDOT, we will also be asking for additional funding to cover this.
So the inspection of the work, just because the contract for the work has been extended, if it's the same work getting done, why does the inspection that would have covered that work if it had been done in a timely fashion, why does that need to be extended?
I believe it was just for a certain time frame, the original contract.
The original contract was for 12-month period. We were running over that, about what we're going to, we had some other delays and change orders early in the process.
But the inspector's a separate
No,
contract, isn't it?
The inspector is part of this also.
Part of the engineering contract.
So it's not just, educate me on this, it's not just like an inspector looking at the sidewalks charging $160,000 more, is it? It's more complicated than that?
Yes, it is more complicated
Okay.
than that. And
All
there's
right.
closeout documents for the project, which are very lengthy. Just last month, we completed them for the traffic signal at Lantana and Lane.
But the reason we're asking, that we're being asked for this is because the work has gone longer than it was planned on being.
Yes, and this is hourly work, and if it doesn't exceed, we only pay for what we get.
Extended because of weather or whatever, you know, delay?
Fuel tank under the road.
Got it, yeah.
Got, was one of the delays, the signpost now. There's some other things that they're waiting on. The signpost was just one of the longer things on the change orders that y'all.
Got it.
We foresee TDOT absorbing some of this cost.
Yes.
All right, so any other questions?
Yep, please, Mayor, while Tim's at the podium, early on, we had been told that we probably, even if the sidewalk construction plan was through today, we might not be on TDOT's paving list till spring of next year. Any update on that?
Currently, we are on TDOT's spring paving time schedule. Valerie and I had a lot of discussion with them early in the year, and TDOT has been holding this paving project for the last 12 years, and they took it out of last year's physical budget. But it is in this current physical year, and we've been told that it'll be early spring project.
Well, they done Highway 70 West in a timely manner.
They will be milling all of Main Street, and they've told me that they will go back to on the city streets as far as the new curb and gutter, because that new curb and gutter, even though it's on city streets, it's been paid for by TDOT. So we're actually getting more paving than what we normally get.
So we want it done right now, but you're pretty confident spring 26 it'll be done?
Yes.
Or not right now, as soon as sidewalk.
October.
Anyway, while I'm up here and we're talking about this, we went through and checked all of the curb and gutter and the sidewalk, and the contractor's gonna be taking some of this new sidewalk out. Just wanna let you know, don't be alarmed. Some of it has the wrong cross slope on it. There's a section or two of curb and gutter that is not drained properly, and it's not our money that's coming back up out of the ground. It's the
Well, we'll
contractor.
get calls on that.
Yes,
Sure.
yes, so I want to I'll let you know, there's gonna be a couple of
Yeah.
sidewalk panels here that are coming out, and a couple over there that are coming out because the cross slope is too steep on the, it does not meet ADA standards.
That's why that guy's been out there with a level all week,
Level.
checking it out.
All right, so we'll add number 17.
That's good to me.
Dave, you got the next one here, 18, approval of contract with Davy Resource Group for environmental consulting services relating to Meadow Park Lake expansion.
We can thank Davy Resources for the work that they provided Wofford and TDEC to cut the mitigation work down. That was originally included in the TDEC permit. In doing so, they have to go back and modify 2 reports and take out the lower wetlands and the lower stream. And there's some work that they need to do for the ARAP permit for Wofford and acquiring the permit to raise the dam. This is a little under $28,000.
Okay, any questions?
And we're doing this in good faith. We feel like we're gonna get this permit.
Yes.
All right, next up, 19, approval of contract for banking services.
Yes, staff recommends accepting the bid from One Bank of Tennessee and awarding the contract to One Bank of Tennessee. They were the only response received.
Good.
Any questions?
So can you highlight what you mean by banking services? Just
Basically handling all of our accounts, transactions, ACHs, or direct deposits, checking everything they currently do now. We have to redo this every 4 years. So One Bank continued doing what's on, and then had some options for maybe a sweep account that I've got to look at that may make us a little more interest, some things like that. They didn't change any of the services already do. No fees, of course, on the fees.
Good bank.
questions? What about that other amount that's in another bank? Is that something that we're still looking at?
That's
trying
what we're trying to figure out which would be the best option for that.
We'll add that on there. Next up, approval of water treatment plant utility tractor bid.
Yes, the Water Resources Department is requesting to purchase a tractor, trading in the one they have in the amount of $15,000. And then we'll also need to do a disposal of the surplus for the trade-in. And it was a motion item.
I'm for it, let's do that.
Okay, any questions? Add that on the agenda. Is there anything else, city clerk, city manager, anything else? We're good? All right, well, that brings us to the conclusion of our work session. We'll see
Move to
you all next
adjourn.
time. Yeah, let's get out of here.